Well, it, I think, has wrong-footed, actually, Nicola Sturgeon after her victory in the Scottish Parliament and getting that green light for a second independence referendum. Because Theresa May's Scottish Secretary, only moments afterwards, David Mundell, said, I quote, "The timescale could include," this is for the referendum, "the Brexit process, the journey of leaving, and people being able to understand what the UK's new relationship with the EU is so they can make an informed choice if there was ever to be another referendum." I think the translation of that is to say, you're not going to get, Mrs. Sturgeon, that second referendum by autumn 2018 because Scottish people won't know enough and there won't be a deal concluded yet, and it's not the end of the 2 years of negotiations with the EU. And you won't get it for quite a long time afterwards because there will be transitional arrangements, and only then, after the exit, after the transitional arrangements, so months, possibly years later, will you get a chance to have that second referendum? Because, of course, let's remember, it is in the gift of the British Prime Minister and the British Parliament to help or give the green light to Nicola Sturgeon to surmount her second obstacle, and that is to say yes to that Scottish referendum.
So if indeed the vote is put off, as you say, years down the track, where is this going to leave the Scottish independence movement, Benedict?
Well, I think very clearly, if it has indeed wrong-footed the Scottish National Party tonight, I think that in the coming days we will hear from Nicola Sturgeon. She has said that after Easter, if she did get that green light from the Scottish Parliament, which she has now got, she would point out, she would explain the further steps that she wishes to implement in order to go ahead with that independence referendum. So I think it leaves them in a very unhappy state, one where they will not, go quietly. They're just going to, they, the SNP, both up in Scotland and also down here in the Westminster Parliament, going to be very vocal and putting increasing pressure on Theresa May, the Prime Minister, and her government, and indeed the Scottish Minister, that this is just simply not good enough. Nicola Sturgeon said this afternoon before the vote that she did not want a confrontation with the British government, that she wanted, quote, sensible negotiations. Well, I think it's very clear that that is not going to happen, and there is very clearly a confrontation tonight, a political impasse between the Westminster government, the UK government, and the Scottish government. If you add that to the collapse of talks in Northern Ireland, that is an awful lot of crises, let alone the triggering of the Brexit process tomorrow that the Prime Minister, Theresa May, has on her plate.
Benedict Pavio on Interesting Times in London. Thank you for that.